ladies and gentlemen, it's Dr. Dan the Music Man here with Monsieur Le Chef. Yes, Monsieur Le Chef. And we have a few announcements to make. So, first announcement is those Akiko Aikawa's store. Yeah, it's coming soon. Well, actually, Akiko Aikawa's store and a bunch of the August albums that were all projected to come out, including Grimline. Grimline, if you all remember, he actually had 3 albums, and we're going to start with his first album. However, this month, we're going to be pushing all those things, including Akiko Aikawa's store and stuff, somewhere between September and Christmas. And somewhere around there, those will come out, and we'll keep you posted. But the reason is we were working on 2 really big projects. Because Brothers of the Nile was so popular. Lucian Dark is super popular, and everyone wants to read that unique story about the story of Moses from the perspective of Ramses. It's very unique, and people like the idea. So there was actually another graphic novel. If you all remember Adrian Blackwell's novel, the Alien one, that one is going to be a single novel, not a series like the other ones. And yeah, it's the only actual graphic novel, because the other ones are series. Yes, well, they're book series, so they're kind of graphic novels. But the other thing is, because that's a single book, and then there's a graphic novel, there is another one which already has 96 pages. It's projected to be 150 to 200 pages, so it is halfway done, or almost all the way done. And this is also by Lucian Dark. It is a fantasy, a psychological fantasy. So it's semi-unique. Psychological fantasy has been done once before, but it's very rare. So we have a very cool psychological fantasy that's almost done, and that will be the first graphic novel available. And we're trying to get that done as soon as possible, so we've spent a lot of time working on that, and it's going through August, so it's pushing back the other projects. And at the same time, we are working on Lucian Dark, that persona, also has a very never done before, is very unique, a zombie apocalypse. Hey, zombie apocalypse hasn't done any times before. That's not unique. Well, you didn't let me finish. It is a zombie apocalypse story, and the main character is an anti-hero that is a vampire. So it is a zombie apocalypse with a vampire. And if you guys like werewolves, there's a werewolf in the story too. But it is the main character is actually a vampire, and the story revolves around a vampire and his uniqueness of not liking zombies ruining his food source. So he needs to save his food, essentially. So it is actually a very unique concept. It is a zombie apocalypse story with the main character being a vampire. So we do have that coming out. That's called Dark. It was called Dark Horizons. It actually has 2 covers. I'll show you those. The original concept, it was called Dark Horizon, but it is now called Dark Horizons. Those will be available. That will be available eventually as well. But we're trying to get out where the flowers never fade, and that one, the psychological fantasy, is the one we want to get out as soon as possible. So we are going to go ahead and do that. And this episode, we also have a very special music for you. Isn't that right, Monsieur Le Chef? Yes, it's T-pop. Yes, it is T-pop. For those of you who don't know what T-pop is, it's like C-pop that we did before, and J-pop that we've done before, and K-pop that we've done before. And it is still an Asian pop, but it is T, standing for Thai. It is Thai pop. So we're doing a Thai pop song for you. I hope you all enjoy, and we will see you all in the upcoming episodes. The reason why we are, I forgot to tell you one thing. What's that? What did you forget to tell? Well, the reason why we're doing the zombie apocalypse and working on it at the same time as the fantasy one is the psychological fantasy has a very romantic theme to it. And as we all know, romance gives me nightmares. And the only cure for it is horror. What? You are so weird. Yes, everyone thinks that it's weird until I explain it to them, and then they understand. I even had a customer who once told me, and he said, I just had a broke up in a relationship, and it's so bad, and I can't stand this, and, romance is making it worse, and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you can do what I do. He says, what's that? And I'm like, watch horror movie. And he didn't understand until I explained it to him, and everyone I explained it to said it makes total sense. The reason I watch horror movies is because most horror movies, and that's why I stay ones that don't do that, but most horror movies do not revolve around romance, do not have romantic themes, and they are completely the opposite. So most of them are like ghost stories or murders and stuff like that, and they scare away the romance dreams, which is what I consider a nightmare. So I use them to actually get rid of those dreams that are painful, like of waking up and not being with a person anymore, or having a dream about that person. Those are pretty bad. So this actually is a way to get rid of those dreams so that I don't have those which I consider nightmares. That actually makes total sense. Yeah, that's what everyone says. It does make total sense. So I am working on the horror one, the zombie apocalypse, at the same time, because actually it is so involving when I write something that the psychological fantasy with the romance was even overriding horror movies. I was still having those type of dreams, and the horror movies weren't working, so I had to start writing horror as well at the same time, so that when I'm watching horror movies, doing horror and that stuff, it won't make me have bad dreams writing this other one, because we want to get this other one out as soon as possible. As well as my novel. I actually already finished a couple novels and other works and stuff. They just never were published. We eventually want to get those out as well, in hard copy, but we will see you all soon. We don't want to make this too long. This is just a mini episode for announcements. So we hope you enjoy the Teapot. I'm Dr. Dan the Music Man, and this is on the serious show. Okay, I stopped the episode for you. Enjoy the song. See you all later. 你哈哈